What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rory Jones from Project Zero Racing. Today we're back on the pink race car. Now a key often subject that's not really touched on these is Matt waving in the background. A key subject that's really not touched on often with most race cars is heat protection. Now when you're running a massive turbo like we are on a car like this that's already an inherently hot engine, with the 5 cylinders are, they run really hot. And obviously create and generate a lot of heat that A, we need to get rid of, and B, we need to protect some of the vital organs of the car from this heat. So what we're going to go into today is some of the heat protection that we're going to be using under the bonnet. Now, I'm using a couple of different products here, mainly the Funk Motorsport stuff, which I'll show you now. Now, we've got on the majority of this is the fuel rails and stuff, fuel lines and stuff like that, and the oil feeds and returns are all going to be protected by this Funk Motorsport heat protection shielding, which is really good stuff. It's all Velcro, so you can take it on and off if needs be. Comes in metre-long length, so you can cut it down or extend as of which you need. We're also going to be using some of this this embossed heat shielding as well. Now, what we're going to go into today is more wiring and hose inside to try and protect them. So we have quite a large fuse box in the passenger side of the front car, obviously in the engine bay, that we need to protect. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a cover for the lid, also for around the fuse box, and then we're also going to create a section off in the car which is completely embossed heat shielding to make sure that none of that heat from the downpipe and the turbo can then get pushed off into other key subjects like the ABS module, obviously the fuse box as well, and the side of the head there's a couple of wires that go up to there, and also a couple of header tank hoses and stuff and silicone hoses that run there. So realistically we're trying to keep as much heat away from that as we can. Obviously it's going to be a little bit hard because we have got quite a hot engine bay with the turbo setup that we're going with. Obviously it's quite a large turbo, and also the manifold we're going for is brought round into the engine bay rather than hidden down the back. So we're going to have to be quite clever with this, but I thought I'd touch on this subject because I haven't really seen an awful lot of people trying to explain on the internet what they're going to do and how they're doing it. So let's get into this now, and we'll start having a bit of a mock-up on some stuff and getting it ready to for final fit basically. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is the area in question that we're mainly concerned about right now. Obviously, as you can see here, we've got the OEM Ford fuse box, unfortunately, we have to keep at the moment because of the wiring harness and gem module and stuff that we're using. In the future, it'd be nice to get rid of that, maybe go for a different loom, and then we can utilise maybe a power distribution module with the new stuff that we've got going on in the car. But for now, we're keeping hold of this. So all of the loom I've redone. This is Tessa's fire resistant tape that we've done the whole loom in now, so that's all ready to rock and roll on that side. What we're going to have to do is throw some heat shielding into here over the top of the gearbox, and to cover A, these hoses here, B, the gear linkages, and C, one of the key ones is the ABS module back here as well. Obviously you can notice the loom that runs from this fuse box that goes into the car into a gem module, which is basically a canvas module, is quite large. And there's going to be a lot of heat in this back corner, A from the turbo and B from the downpipe. So we're going to have to get as much of the heat shielding around here as we can. I bought some more stuff to go over this as well. I'm going to be using some more of the Funk stuff to go around the actual loom to try and keep some heat away from that. And then we're going to have to look into actually shielding this fuse box by itself separately, as well as more heat shielding underneath the turbo and around this back corner here. So let's get into this now. We're going to play with the lid on this to start with. Then we're going to have to pull this fuse box out slightly and try and work out some angles and stuff to bend some of this heat shielding. So let's get right into it now. Okay, so we've got the fuse box lid. What we're going to have to do then is we're going to have to work out a template on here for it to wrap around the sides as well. So we're probably going to have to go an inch extra for each corner. So what I've got is my trusty ruler, and we're going to measure around the outside to bring this round, and then we'll work out a way of actually attaching it onto the top of this fuse box lid. Let's get Okay, so it's a bit of a hard one to see, but I've got this laid out now. I've mocked out the template for the lid, which sits in the centre there. And what we've done is, the actual extra length on the side of these is about 3.5 centimetres. So what we've done is we've overlapped then, we've got the centre and then we overlap 3.5 centimetres. So what we can do is not only cover the top of the lid, we can get the whole side of the lid as well to make sure that it all fits properly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop this all out. I've got to cut some recesses so everything can fold together nicely, and then we'll bend all this round in a proper way, which I'll show you, and get it to sit onto this lid properly. Okay, so some of you are now going to wonder, well, okay, what do you do when you get to a corner? Because obviously it was squared off. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a recess down here, fold this next one up, and then this lip here on the side can then fold round, and we create a nice box section then, which will tie it all in together pretty fucking nicely. So let's get into that. Oh, I've lost my fucking Sharpie.
Hello? Where is your lid gone? Fucking lost it.
Okay, so here's the important, pretty much, piece of the puzzle. Obviously all this space here needs to be covered in some way, shape or form. There's a lot of electrical stuff running through there. We've got brake lines over the back, clutch line, coolant lines, gear cables. Obviously you're going to have the downpipe running pretty close, pretty much runs through this gap here. So we're going to have to use this shielding to work that out. So what I'm going to have to do, Mr. Sharpie here, decide where we're going to put some bends, where we're going to bring it around the corner, over the back here, and go from there. So let's get started. And there we have it. So we've got the heat showing on the back now. That's all mated up to, luckily, some of the original bolting points for a standard focus. So they're all there. We've got the studs up the top as well now. I was going to nut and bolt these with a massive washer. Sorry, just nut these with a washer. But I did have an auto specialist hot cover plate somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. So I'm going to order another one, get it ceramic coated, along with the manifold and downpipe when that comes back. So as you can see, we've got a little bit more heat shielding on now, just to try and keep some of the heat at bay, pun intended. Next one will be get some reflector gold on this carbon bonnet, because that's going to get toasty, very, very toasty. So we'll do that, and then there's some more. I've got some more of this heat shielding to put on this side of the engine bay to cover over the boost sole and the cam caps, because we don't want to be melting those things because we've got oil everywhere. Apart from that, happy days, all good to go and ready. Okay, so I just wanted to give you all a quick update on what's actually going on with the race series and stuff like that now. Now, as of, I think it was Sunday or Monday or Wednesday, I can't remember. Basically, Boz made his big announcement, okay? Phase 2 is basically when we're all going to be allowed to go on track days again, which will be from the 29th of March. Now, my ARDS test, I can't physically do my ARDS test until the 7th of April. That's the earliest that the provider I'm using is going to be running ARDS tests. So, that would only give me 4 days between doing my ARDS test, trying to get my licence back, trying to get a test day in this car, and then travelling down to Norfolk to do, obviously, what will be the pinnacle first round of the Modified Forward Series. It isn't going to happen, guys. I am set in my ways that I am not going to be the guy that turns up with an unprepared car, an unprepared mindset, and just rushing. It's not. There's no point. I'm not in this to win it. Basically, well, I am, but I'm not. I'm here to have fun. I'm not here to A, put my own life at risk. B, the guys other guys that are on track lives at risk. I don't want to do that at all. C, I don't want to have an untested car, and you know, you go all the way to Norfolk, which is 4.5 hours for us, and break after 15 minutes with an untested car. It ain't happening. I'm not doing it. So, plan of action: ARDS test, 7th of April. Get the car ready and dynoed, get it all sorted, get to rock and roll for our first test evening session at Donington on the 26th of May. 26th of May. No. 26th April. 26th of April, I think. Shit. It was 26th of something. I think it's 26th of April. So, what's test day for the 26th of April at Donington, evening session. So, close track, really close to home. My local track. Race there loads of times, and well, I say race there, track days there loads of times, know the track off by heart. So it's purely going to be get the car set up how we want it, make sure nothing breaks, make sure I'm comfortable in the car, and do as many freaking laps as we can to just get comfortable with it and try and break the car. If we can break it, happy days. It's only an evening session, I've not wasted that much money. If we don't break it, even more happy days, because it's literally a weight off my mind. Then I know the car's ready. You know that I can then go and have some more track days in other cars if I need to try and get some more seat time. Yeah. Breathe. We'll get there at some point. Like I said, I don't want to be the guy that turns up to a track for a race in a car that's untested, not feeling confident myself, and not being able to enjoy it. So this is what this is all about at the end of the day. Like, I'm not doing this for a living. I'm doing this to enjoy it, and that's what this car's built for. You know, I built it to go and have some fun and just chill the hell out, because all I do all day is mess around with things like that, and pain in the arses like that, and build things like that. So this is my chill out time, and we're going to make sure that this is as relaxed as it can be. We're going to be as prepared as we possibly can, and I've got a really solid bunch of guys that are coming down to help us do this as well and look after the car, so I can set my mindset to driving rather than to actually having to work on the car. Obviously, admittedly, I'll probably still work on the car at some point when we're at track if I have to, but I've got guys to do that for me now. A really good bunch of mates, actually, to be fair. They're really solid friends, and I'm really, really over the moon with a bunch of guys. A special one for that as well is that I've actually been speaking with the guys at Mission Motorsport. Now I haven't done any videos with Mission Motorsport yet, but prior to obviously COVID and stuff, we used to do quite a lot with them. They used to run some really good track days. They run like the Race of Remembrance. They run a charity day basically at Anglesey, which is awesome. It's on Remembrance Sunday usually, and they stop the whole track day to obviously do the 2 minute silence and stuff like that. Awesome charity. But I've been speaking with some of the charity organisers, and I've asked if they want to get some of the X-Forces guys to come down to help out with the car, be in the pits with the car, see what racing is all about, get a feel for the atmosphere and stuff like that, and they've agreed. So hopefully in a couple of videos this year, you'll actually get to see some of these X-Forces guys, like myself, that really enjoy racing, that want to know what it's all about, that are going to come down, going to help out, they're all going to get fed water, they're going to get some merchandise and stuff from us, and basically they're here to enjoy the places, or enjoy the tracks as well as myself. But we'll go more into that when obviously we get to the race and stuff, and I'll introduce you to some of the guys so you can all see them. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. A few little updates on that, and obviously what's happening with racing. This whole video is just a mess because of what's happened with the dash and other things and just life in general. But yeah, catch you on the next video. Ciao for now.